20 weeks is so exciting. Halfway through, yay! If you're 20 weeks pregnant, I hope you're excited because you are halfway through your pregnancy. You are 20 weeks now and you have 20 weeks more to go. That is so exciting. Congratulations, you're doing so good. If you're watching this video, you probably have a lot of questions. Like, what is this big ultrasound coming up? What are they looking for? What tests am I going to expect in the next few weeks? When do I start seeing my doctor more often? When am I going to start feeling the baby move more? We're going to talk about all of that right now. But first, if you're new here, my name is Diana. I'm a physician assistant and I specialize in women's health and gynecology. You're watching In the Pink, and if you're new here, In the Pink means in good health and spirit. So if you like being healthy and happy, click subscribe because you're in the right place. Weeks is a huge milestone. To be halfway through the pregnancy, yay! It was always really exciting for me to reach that halfway mark with each of my pregnancies. Your baby is around 6.5 inches long and weighs around 10 ounces. Your uterus now should come up to the level of your belly button, and you can definitely feel your uterus at this point. I talked about this in my earlier videos, week 9 or 10 I think, but you can push on your symphysis bone and keep pushing up until you feel a drop off where your tummy gets soft. This drop off is the top of your uterus, and that drop off is right at the level of your belly button. You may have noticed that your OB measures your tummy each time you go into your appointments. They're measuring your fundal height. In other words, they're measuring from the pubic bone to the top of your uterus. And this is one way that they can tell that everything is growing the way that it should. And it's cool because your fundal height measurement in centimeters is the same number as the number of weeks you are, give or take a centimeter or two. So right now you're 20 weeks along and your fundal height measurement is going to be somewhere around 20 centimeters. I've always thought that that was kind of convenient. However, with your growing tummy, you are going to be experiencing some aches and pains thanks to the hormone called RELAXIN, which your body makes when you're pregnant to help you loosen the ligaments when you deliver your baby. You might be noticing some achiness in your back, in your hips, and in your pelvis. Because of this, some women choose to get a maternity belt. So this is a supportive belt that wraps around your belly and your hips. Some of them can offer more support by like wrapping around your shoulders and down around your thighs. There are tons of different options available. And it really depends on what you're looking for where you want support. So I will link to them in the video description down below. Another helpful thing for those aches and pains is to try Epsom salt baths. Epsom salt baths are really soothing to your aching back and your hips and your feet as well. So I will link to that too. So as for your baby, they are starting to work on their suction motions, and if their thumb gets near their mouths, they might start to suck on their thumb. Their genitalia are more fully formed now, and if you are having a girl, her uterus is fully formed and her vagina is forming. She has ovaries that are carrying around 7 million primitive eggs. That number is actually going to drop to around 2 million by the time she's born. Now, if you're having a boy, the testicles are formed, but it's still up in the abdomen. And eventually, most of the time, it's going to descend into the scrotum before they're born. So speaking of gender, many offices do your big ultrasound around 20 weeks. Now, some people call it the target ultrasound. Some call it the comprehensive ultrasound. It can be called the level 2 ultrasound, or some people call it the anatomy scan. But what it is it's a very detailed ultrasound done by either an ultrasonographer or maybe your OB. Now, this is a much more detailed ultrasound than your regular ultrasounds that you've been getting before. Your OB is gathering a lot more detailed information about the baby's brain, the baby's lungs, the heart, the liver, the kidneys, and also the bladder. They can look for different birth defects like cleft palate. They can see spina bifida, and they're also looking for Down syndrome. This is also where your baby's gender can be confirmed most of the time. But as for you, by this time, most women have started to feel the baby move. We call this quickening. This can feel like butterflies in your tummy or maybe like a little gas bubble. But as the weeks go by, they're gonna get stronger and become more recognizable. And you'll also feel movements a lot more frequently. If you aren't really sure if you felt the baby move yet or not, don't worry, that doesn't mean that anything is wrong. You're gonna in the next week or two. Almost everyone does by week 22. Now, you might also be feeling some other symptoms that aren't so fun. So common problems that women experience in the second trimester, you could have headaches, heartburn, low back pain, which we talked a little bit about, round ligament pain. You might have leg or ankle swelling, like cramps. Ugh. These are common issues, and make sure to talk to your OB about them. I've talked about each of these in some of my earlier week-by-week pregnancy videos, so if you're joining me for the first time, I highly recommend that you go check out some of my earlier second trimester videos. I cover a ton of really good information that can help you through your pregnancy. So I'm going to put my week-by-week playlist right here. It will show you a list of each of the videos I've done week by week. Click on one of those and I will see you over there. 20 weeks, 20 weeks, halfway through, Yay!